realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I had me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it. Your homies on it. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever. The realest podcast ever.
What up, realest podcast ever, episode 174. We keeping the streak alive, man. Live from the Bahamas, but I'm still on the podcast.
Be like that.
It's amazing. It bees that way sometimes. Like I said, episode 174. I'm your host, C. Diddy.
I'm Matt.
You know, the weekend has come and gone. We are back here once again to discuss all of the happenings and goings on in media and beyond. Somebody hit me up the other day and was like, yo, y'all podcast by far has the best pulse and the best takes on what is going on in, you know, the world around us.
You want to hear something funny?
Large.
I'm in Neiman Marcus the other day at one of the cologne tables. You know, I've become a freak.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there, and me and my chick boy and his lady, and he sprayed something, but he sprayed it like up towards the air or whatever. Now he can't. He's like looking away from me. So
yeah.
And I smelled it. I was like, oh, that's strong. He's like, yeah, this is a little too much for me. He was like, I ain't like freaked out with the colognes or whatever. But he's talking to me like not really like looking at me. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, the cologne shit, like I've gotten super into it in like the last couple months. He was like, yeah, I listen to this podcast, TRPE, they be putting me on the Jones left and right. And I was just like, and he turned and
wait
like,
for it.
Oh shit, shout out to him. That was funny as shit. But he mentioned the podcast, not realizing I was standing right there.
Here you are.
He's like, oh, so what we on? Like, put me on.
Put me on some shit.
Let me get Chad on the goddamn on the 11 line. We're gonna power out this thing out. But yeah, that was dope as shit. But John, I was at Kev crib the other day, and it's just like, yo, Kev was saying this shit like, y'all. It's getting to the point now where it's like everybody's coming from all different angles. Yes. No matter what walk of life you in, it's like, yo, like y'all have a pulse on everything that's going on. It's just like, yeah, it's dope. It's dope to see.
I looked at something because people don't realize, man, like we started off and we had the benefit of being like one of the only shows in this market at a point where there really were none. Like we kind of like Christopher Columbus this shit to a certain extent, and we don't really take a lot of credit for it because it is what it is and the work speaks for itself. But you know, we got really hot really fast, and we had some big huge fucking shows. We got shows in our catalog with 140,000 straight audio downloads, 700,000 audio downloads. Now a lot of that traffic came from like overseas, fucking Switzerland, Netherlands, and you know, shit like that. But at the end of the day, it still happened.
Right.
When we left Wildfire, we basically had to make the determination to kind of like build from the ground up. Mm-hmm. We didn't merge our our RSS feed with nobody else. We basically built our shit from the ground up. Taylor was with us every fucking step of the way, and we literally went from doing like 1,800 downloads and just up from there.
What was John Voight's character on Rosewood?
I haven't seen Rosewood in so long.
Like Ving Rhames was Mr. Man.
Yeah.
You're Don Cheadle. And he's John Voight.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, so, you know, we literally had, you know, we had a built-in fan base, but, like, something tricky happened that a lot of people don't realize happens in podcasting. When you don't put out a show for, I think, 30 days or 60 days, something like that, your feed goes dormant. Mm-hmm. Meaning it stops auto-uploading. So we basically had to jumpstart the feed because we kept taking all these breaks. We had to jumpstart the feed, which killed our momentum and killed a lot of the audience. So there was a runoff in between when we weren't doing shows. Other people were doing shows. So a lot of these shows out here, not necessarily just the Philly show, just shows, period, benefited from our audience that we had already curated because we were in the market before them. Right. And a lot of people ran to these other shows, and then we didn't get those people back. But now we've pretty much gotten everybody back in the last like 120 days. And I looked at our views last night. We're up 65% year over year. Mm-hmm. With that type of exponential growth, like if we were in the rental car business and we were in the textiles industry, whatever, and you grow 65% year over year, everybody's getting fucking raises and everybody's getting Porsches.
If we were in the heroin industry.
Yes. Everybody getting raises, everybody getting Bugattis.
BMF makes me want to sell heroin, by the way. Makes me want to sell dope.
I mean, Meech once upon a time said, everybody want the lifestyle of selling kilos, you know what I'm saying? But most people don't because they don't want the trouble that come along with that shit, the murder and the death and the police and all that crazy shit. I want to say
this real quick because we don't really acknowledge it enough. Denzel Washington, right? Gerard Butler, right? Leonardo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith. We acknowledge these guys as like the pinnacle. Of course, the Al Pacinos, Robert De Niro's, all of that shit.
Absolutely.
Wood Harris, Wood Harris can really play any fucking role.
He's killing his role as Pat.
He's phenomenal as Pat. He's so believable. He's like a totally different drug dealer than when he was Ace.
Yes.
Then when he was
Avon.
And then when he was Avon in fucking The Wire. He's like a totally different.
Digging graves. He's giving motivational speeches.
He killed him with the fur on.
And then left Meech and Terry to clean
this shit up.
Like
Pat, all that. He
is a wizard.
He's a wizard.
He is a fucking wizard.
He's phenomenal.
He can do anything. He can play any character, and it's crazy that
like he's moved on to my list of people I want to have on this fucking show. Like I want to interview him bad.
Through this role, he's gonna get. Even though he's been in fucking what was the Remember the Titans, and
I told you in that joint was like, damn, this nigga ran Baltimore. He sold drugs with Rich and Alpo. He led TC to perfect record and won the state championship and ended racial segregation. That nigga Wood Harris literally
it's crazy that through this role, because this show is such a lightning rod, he's gonna get all this notoriety past the cult audience.
Can we do this since we bored up BMF? It's not even on our rundown, but can we do this real quick? Because you like me know the BMF story.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you, and Rob, we talked about it the other day where it's just somebody the other day made a tweet where it was like, I ain't gonna hold you, man. If I was 18 and a nigga came up on me talking like this, I'm selling drugs. It was me talking shit out front of the club, and it was like, he made it sound great.
Yeah.
You fuck my hoes, I hit your hoes. We all getting money, everybody got cars. We tell the hoes, listen, we got fat niggas, short niggas, tall niggas, short niggas, light-skinned niggas, whatever.
Niggas with bald heads,
braids, dreads. We got it locked down, and this ain't even just here in Atlanta. We got Chicago, Detroit, motherfucking West Coast, East Coast. It's all love, it's all family. This what we do, this how we get it, and ain't never gonna be nothing like us for the rest of motherfucking eternity. And it's just like, yeah, I'd hustle with these niggas.
And the thing was, he wasn't lying.
He wasn't bullshit. I'd hustle with these niggas. But you know the story like I know the story, and you know it well enough to like really, you see now, I think that the one with the high top that's fucking with Kato.
Yeah, that's D Meeks.
That's supposed to be the bull who's like the third
50
one.
Boy, yeah.
Somehow this, and you can see the wedge getting built. You know the story like I do. And you did you see Tay Diggs is gonna be Jeezy?
Yeah, I hope that was a spoof. I'm praying that was a spoof.
Because I had a joke the other day went like Vinny Viral. I quoted it. It was like, this ain't no picnic, bitch. Like, I can't wait for Tay Diggs to come on the screen.
Like, if that shit happens, 50 really hates Jeezy. Like, he really hates this nigga.
Somebody the other day was like, you know who could play Jeezy? Newsflash. Jeezy. He ain't doing shit. I'm like, yeah, real talk. But like I was getting ready to say, you know the story like I know the story. How are you feeling about the show in itself? Because I'm seeing like a little bit of like mixed tweets. Not reviews. The reviews on it have been outstanding. All the actual critics of real live industry television, they think it's phenomenal. But I've seen little niggas here and there on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, on Twitter and Facebook saying little shit. And I'm just like, is it just me? Or I think it's phenomenal.
I think it's brilliant.
I think it's better than what Power has been doing. All of that shit.
It's a magnificent show. And there's so many like little Easter eggs and different stuff that's like implanted in the show. Even the fact that like Wood Harris and Steve Harris are brothers and they're both on the show. Like it's like a showcase of black talent, young and old, in a story that I thought more of us knew that we obviously fucking don't. Because the criticism is coming to the point of people want to see the balling.
Right.
People came to the show with the expectation that this shit is 1998 to 2005, and when the fuck is Meech going to get to putting billboards up and bringing tigers?
And I want to see the tiger.
Where is the tiger?
Just Bino the other day, shout out to him. We got to get him up here too.
Absolutely.
Bino made a tweet the other day where he was asking what's the best season of The Wire. And I always like that tweet when it goes out because I get to learn a lot about people I like follow and people I hate and people I don't follow because I know people are just
and then get to unfollow from people.
Right. Because I know people are just going to be all over the place in that answer. And I simply was like, season 2, as far as world building and character arcs, season 2 is the only reason that the show makes sense. Without season 2, you don't get out of fucking West Baltimore.
Yeah.
East Baltimore doesn't make sense. The docks don't make any sense. The Greeks who became the plugs, none of it makes sense. The beef with Marlo and Avon, you don't get there without the introduction of Prop Joe and every fucking thing else. It's just what it is. Cheese on the east side. You don't get to season 4 and season 5 without it. So for me, season 2 was just the most important season. It wasn't the most action.
Yeah.
It wasn't the most
It's intellectual.
It's all of the threading. Like, you get like 1,500 count thread sheets.
Yeah.
It's what makes this shit.
It's Egyptian cotton.
That's what it is. And I look at BMF right now where it's like the foundation that they're laying in the show, just little subtle shit like Meech paying the mortgage off and Meech's pop being absolutely sick about it.
Yeah.
And the Joan was like, yo, Dad, you coming to eat? I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Seen them
Steve
two
Harris walked up and he looked, he said,
I just lost my
I lost my goddamn episode.
and you want to know what's crazy? That I even forgot.
The dad eventually
got caught up.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so many little, like you said, Easter eggs.
The shit got too big. It literally it engulfed everybody.
Like, imagine that. Like, you start hustling and your parents is like, yo, like you drawing, you tripping, and then you really tearing it up, and it's just like, I don't think y'all really understand. Then they see the billboard and it's like, all right, so let me see, show me the triple grams. How I use the triple?
How many grams are supposed to go in this?
It's 16 and it's 16 and what now? 16 ounces in what? Like real shit.
Well, how many grams is in the ounces?
Yeah, real shit. So it's like the dad eventually got down. Yeah.
It literally engulfed everybody. Jacob the jeweler was down.
They
had a point where they could walk in Jacob and Company and take anything they want. I could go, any nigga from BML, yo, Meech sent me. All right, cool, what you need? I want this, give me this, Jacob. Like, you could take anything because it was their fucking jewelry store. Yeah. They funded the shit.
Meech said, we go out tonight, we might spend 30,000, 50,000, 90,000. It's what it is that's how it goes.
A fool and his money apart. We ain't no fools. We do this.
Yeah.
So we bring that money out, that ain't all our money. We can leave it in the club. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, hearing, did you see Dexter Salsa Hussey's interview with Vlad?
You know I didn't see it.
Oh my God. You have to, it's very...
After Dexter, that shit was like, I was like, who are you talking about?
He was Meech's right-hand man.
Okay.
He was a transporter.
I did see this. Yeah,
he was a transporter. Never lost a load, never got jammed up because he would basically
I didn't watch it, but I saw
he would go on his runs and he would have people run, he would pay people to run interference and all of that to where he couldn't get pulled over. He would have a lead car, trailer car, have motherfucker do goofy shit, get pulled over to throw the fucking state troopers off, all kinds of shit. Like, and he ended up getting sentenced to like 18 years in federal prison for his role as a trafficker because people from Terry's side told on him. He said, God damn, these motherfuckers told on shit I forgot I did. These some good telling motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, that's his tagline. Oh, that's some good telling motherfuckers over on Terry's side. But Dex was basically saying, like, what they would do is, he said, we never had no issues of violence around the dope game. That wasn't our issue. Our issue was jealousy. People like not wanting to see us have all these cars and this money and da-da-da-da. He said, because we would simply go into a market. We go into a market like St. Louis, say, hey, man, I heard you a big dog out here. You doing your thing, blah, blah, blah. We coming in, you know what I'm saying? We got them things. We 4, 5, 8 points cheaper than you is, so you might as well get your shit from us because you're going to be sitting on your work. Ain't nothing going to be shaking. You know what I'm saying? So you might as well get it from us. And, we'll help you make up some of your loss on the back end. You know what I mean? And then we just go from there. And he said it was never no resistance. And we did this all over the country. Yeah. And when you look at the breadth of what they accomplished, St. Louis, Kentucky, Brooklyn, well, really all through New York.
I was going to say the whole
Atlanta,
Midwest.
Miami, Chicago, multiple cities in Ohio, fucking Minnesota, all through 9 cities in California. Like, it's like, wait a minute, huh? Like, it don't, and he was on the Fed radar. Demetrius and Terry was on the Fed radar from the 80s. So, like, shortly after this first season that they having right now, they were already on the Fed radar, and it took them 15 more years to lock these niggas up.
A chick the other day on Twitter was like, I'm not understanding, how the hell do y'all get Meech from Demetrius? And somebody had posted a picture of Jan Van Zandt holding Oprah hand like, sound it out, child.
I saw another joint that said,
Sounded
Meech
out,
treat us.
Yeah. How the hell you get Meech from Demetrius? I was dying over that. But no, the show is phenomenal.
It's amazing.
And like I said, it's the ground that they're putting together. The basically like the conundrum that is Meech and Terry, where it's like we brothers, we love each other, but we already bickering and already
from the drive.
The Mexican chick show up like, I'll deal with you, but I ain't fucking with Meech. Yeah. Just shit like that. And it's like, I was telling my homie the other day, eventually you gonna get to where it's like, you know, the boy introduces Meech to the Mexicans. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's where it all, you know, completely changed. But they have to lay the foundation of him going to Pat and Pat not being able to give him the cokey one because Pat over here fucking smoking crack. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And killing his wingman and shit like that. It's like, it's a lot of foundation. You don't just haul off and tell a $300 million drug empire that might be the biggest one ever. You don't tell that in 8 episodes.
Yeah, you cheat the story. And this is the reason why they did a series instead of a movie. They could have easily did a 3-hour movie, skip.
That shit would have been like Ben-Hur.
Yeah. Yeah, they could have easily did. That shit would have been at least 6 hours.
What's the joint we had never really finished in school?
Amistad.
No. Roots.
Yeah.
Damn, the 7th tape ain't in the set, y'all. So we real shit.
We're gonna reconvene next week.
We don't watch the first 6 tapes. Now we missing 7 and 8. Like real shit.
And every tape 3 hours.
Every tape 3 hours. Real talk. So it's like, yeah, you just can't tell that whole story, and that's why I'm like, I ain't gonna hold you. At first, I was kind of mad because I'm like we talked about like, damn, like I don't watch the first episode. Now I'm like, I gotta wait. Yeah. So I kind of was on the tip, like Netflix done got me spoiled. Like I'm rewatching Breaking Bad right now. Yeah. Like you can just literally go and watch whatever joint you want all seasons. I was on the tip, like I wanted it to be like that. Like I wanted to just go through it. But I can respect them for doing a series with multiple seasons because it's like it's no way you could tell this story. Not with all of that shit, with his mom, with Terry, with the baby, with the shit. Think about it. They got to get past Lamar, and that's before we even get to like cartel connects.
Exactly.
We got to show how we became past the 50 boys. Because how the fuck you get the BMF without the 50 boys?
Right now, they have a split of a 3-city territory.
You see what I'm saying?
They don't even have the 3 cities.
Like, they just got a fucking spot at 8 Mile that got fucking ran in. Lamar's killing it, too.
Yo, he's
making, the bitch is making me hate her. Kato, yeah. I'm sick of her. Like, I'm ready.
Because now
she like a low budget Rihanna.
She's so cunning. She's realized that I gotta fuck the bull in order to make him go to bat for me that much harder because I'm the mole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that little manipulative shit. You know what I'm saying? And but I mean the show. I have no complaints with the show. None. Mm-hmm. I just wish I could have got all 12 episodes at one shot.
Yeah, Cash Doll getting them cheeks bust.
Yeah,
you know she old for. She had to lift her leg up. She had to hold her own. Yeah, Cash Doll definitely 40 something. But no, the show is phenomenal.
It's going at a great pace. Like they setting everything. It's very detail oriented because at the end of the day, you would hate to rush the story. And then Meech do fuck around and come home early and then get to miss the story being told. So it's like 50 going to squeeze the Pope out of this shit. Like I hope y'all understand.
Like, listen, I told my homie the other day because I was like, yo, this shit is going to be like 5-6 seasons. He's like, I'm like, listen, I'm telling you, series finale, Meech is going to be in that shit. I'm telling you right now. If Meech scheduled for a 28 release, it's about to be 22. I'm telling you,
they said he coming home next year.
Like you see the Terry situation. Like say Meech get
Meech would have been out already if he wasn't in jail cooking steaks and fucking the COs and doing whatever he want to do, beating niggas up, like still selling bricks. Like if he wasn't in jail doing that, he would have been home already. Yeah. Terry got in there, got a motherfucking job. Meech like, you can't. I'm a boss. You can't tell me to get a job. No, absolutely not. I've been in jail.
You need a job?
Yeah, I can give you a job. Yeah. What do you want to do?
take this BMF chain. Sir, how the hell did you get the BMF chain? Nigga handed CEO's BMF chain.
They moved him from the first prison he was in because he had too much influence over the compound.
Mm-hmm.
You're a celebrity. Mm-hmm. You're the Black El Chapo. Mm-hmm. Who can tell you what to do? Not the warden, not nobody.
They put El Chapo in the joint underground.
Yeah.
Florence Shaw,
yeah.
ADX Florence.
You got too much influence.
They dug a mile tunnel to break you out of a regular prison, dog.
Multiple times.
Yeah. You cannot be in a regular jail.
Nowhere in North America.
With spoons. Like, these niggas.
Tunnels everywhere, though.
Yeah.
Every house had a tunnel.
Tunnels. You imagine that? Like that
bathtub
power.
Tunnel fucked me up.
Dog.
And a joint behind the bathtub. We know you in there. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Yeah. Yeah. But no, meet you right. Like, dead ass celebrity status. Like, so yeah. But I'm thoroughly impressed with this shit.
Yes. I think it's phenomenal.
We'll stay.
And I didn't notice. I just realized, just looking at the credits the other day, Tasha Smith is directing this. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, Tasha Smith is the director.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck me up.
Yeah.
Fuck me up.
Yeah.
She's killing it as well as a director because they're keeping all the right shit.
Excuse me. Yeah,
They're keeping the money.
Yeah.
They said for Mel, so-and-so is in North Carolina and his grandmother doesn't even know where he's at.
Yeah.
Lamar beat that nigga within an inch of his life. He said, I think you need to get the fuck out of Detroit. He said, all right, cool, I'm out tonight. Motherfucker got his leg in a sling, left the hospital, went to North Carolina.
What was I about to say? What was Tasha in? We was just talking about her.
Why Did I Get Married?
Right. Why Did I Get Married? There you go. She was Angela in that shit.
She was Angela.
Yeah. Marcus! She's like perfectly ghetto and everything.
Absolutely.
We got about 4 topics we need to rip off in like 40 minutes.
Yes.
We got to start with Ben.
We got to go to Ben.
Ben has literally gotten to the point now where it's like, I ain't gonna hold you. Send me home. That's the send me home. Send me home. That nigga had his jack in his pocket during practice.
Yo, the first day in practice.
I mean, I'm here. I mean, I'm in this.
I said I had to show up.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, why do you have on jean shorts? Hey, man. Hey, man.
Got a hot date, this little red thing after this.
Yeah, going to the boardwalk. Walk up and down the boardwalk when I get done here. You know what I mean?
Yo, Ben is ridiculous, man.
Ben straight wanted pencil pocket kissy shorts with the phone in the pocket.
Ben showed up like, so what day will you release the remainder of the $8.25 million?
The day I show up? Is that what we're doing?
Is it the first day or does it take a minute? When does The Wire go out exactly?
Did you see the face over Joe they did from Coach Carter?
Yes, man.
The
Joel face.
Dog, Joel looking over there.
I'm like, yo, we've been saying this for 7 years, man.
Bleacher Report is just
they always get it right.
They always.
Their social media department,
they're perfect.
They got a network because of their social media department being so fucking on par.
Bleacher Report is fucking perfect.
They don't miss, man.
So basically, Ben showed up to practice the other day. First Sixers practice. Well, it was his first practice.
They've been practicing for weeks.
Yeah. Doc Rivers told him to get into a drill.
Well, that was the second practice.
I thought that was the first one.
No, first practice, he had the cell phone in his pocket.
Okay, the first one with the cell phone.
So that was like, then did you see the video? They was doing the Sixers on 3, and he was like, man.
Yeah.
He was already in the locker room.
Rich Paul on 3.
Ben the Siberia on 3.
Ben the Yugoslavia on 3.
He's already in the locker room. He already in the locker room. They ain't doing Ben the Yugoslavia. So then the next day.
That was the joint I saw. Doc told him to get into a drill.
He came back the next day. He got kicked out of practice so early the reporters hadn't even got there yet.
Oh, shit.
That's why I said no video of the confrontation.
Damn.
The reporters is allowed to come for the last, I think, 30 to 45 minutes of practice. Yeah. He was already on the turnpike. He was already on his way to Aston, PA.
You just made me think about it. Did you see the boy who he had, you know how they do Zoom court now for a lot of joints?
Yeah.
He had Zoom traffic court because his license was suspended. He come on the joint dropping.
Yeah, what's up, Your Honor?
What's up with you, Honor?
Are you driving? Oh, no, this is VR. This is simulator.
It's virtual reality. That nigga was driving on the FaceTime.
Suspended license.
Like, sir, your license is suspended. Man, that's what we talking about today. But no.
Y'all still tripping off that old shit?
Yeah, y'all bucking off that old shit. But Ben came in there. Doc told him to get in the drill. Ben was like, nah, I ain't feeling that.
Yeah.
Doc was like, no, get your ass in the drill. Ben like,
what part of I ain't feeling that did your old ass not understand?
Doc like, well, you might as well just go head home. Like, you might as well just leave. Ben like, say no more. You know what I'm saying?
Richard Nixon.
What the coach say on freshman? See you in a month. When Viv took over, see you in a month. I'm out. This is yo. I'm gonna be fucked up. There was a report that he went to Delilah's. Allegedly went to Delilah's. I'm like, if that's true, Ben is a sick man.
Yeah.
Because Delilah's on Tuesday afternoon.
Lunch special.
Yeah.
Let me get them filet mignon tips.
Yeah.
Eggs over easy.
And burn ends. I was like, Ben crazy. I'm like, Ben crazier than we thought, dog.
The thing is that they underestimated how much of a shithead he was.
No, I think they just underestimated his lack of fucking like wanting to do the shit. Like, it's crazy. Good. Shout out Kev. I was at Character and Kev was saying how we was talking about. Did you see the report? Somebody pulled up the joint from when he was at LSU.
Oh yeah.
And it's saying on there like
lack of competitiveness.
Yeah. He don't want to fucking really play. But you know what it said on there? He's 6'11" with an 8'11" reach. Let me get that nigga first, man. we teach this nigga something. It's the truth. And Kev said the other day, because we was talking about going to basketball games, Friday night is going to be electric.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to be. Now, I'm thinking like, damn, I kind of got to go to this joint.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I was going to be home.
Dog, tomorrow night, the other night?
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Yeah, what happened the other night?
What happened the other night? Right.
Like Back to the Future today?
Right. It's going to be nuts in that joint.
Yeah.
Nuts. And it's just like, yo, Ben really, really has gotten to the point where it's just like, his ability to make himself like alienated in the city. You saw he listed the condo at the Ritz.
Yeah,
he had that joint. He listed that. He listed his other crib in Jersey. He had a crib out Jersey for $5 million. He listed that.
Yeah,
he like, dog, this shit is. I like, what part y'all not understanding? It's over.
Yeah,
I fucks with him for having that, having enough wherewithal to just be like, yo, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
And the thing is, right, there's so much like hypocrisy in the league because right now John Wall is going through the same thing as Ben Simmons, but the team told John Wall wants to play basketball. The team told him don't even show up. He's home making $44.3 million, and he got more time left on his deal after this year. And they like, you know what? This little kid right here.
I think got like 90 or something, all together.
Yeah, this nigga's like the next Kobe Bryant, this Jalen Green kid. Just don't even show up. Just stay home. And that's perfectly fine because the team elected to do so. But Ben is like, yo, y'all don't fuck with me. I definitely don't fuck with y'all. This tall pussy from the Congo, I'm going to knock him the fuck out any day now.
I'm going to beat the brakes off this big nigga.
Get me out of here. And it's like, and everybody's upset. You got to be a professional and come to work and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, yeah, when it's the team, they allowed to do whatever the fuck
Apparently,
they want.
last night, not last night, the other night, when Maxey had the game, did you see Maxey started point?
Yeah.
He had like a real good game, like 20.
Maxey's very good.
Apparently, there was like a small fuck Ben chant going on in the. It's just
New
like,
Orleans.
yeah, like, you know, it just, damn, Ben. Because that's the joint we all missing. Like, what if the Sixers is just cool without you?
Yeah.
Now it's like, shit.
The whole thing is this. If Maxey emerges, and even if they got to trade Ben for spare parts and a bunch of first-round picks, one of your bunch of first-round picks could turn into another Ben Simmons or somebody better. You know what I'm saying?
What if you get somebody almost as good as talented, almost as good and almost as talented as Ben that actually wants to play here?
Yeah.
Or wants to improve.
On top of an emerging fucking Maxey, on top of emerging Thibault, on top of Seth Curry being in the system another year, like who's to say that y'all aren't a better like addition by subtraction? Yeah. Daryl Morey's whole thing is he has to maximize every asset. Normally, if he was the GM anywhere else but Philadelphia, he would be the guy calling to get Ben Simmons on a discounted deal. But because the rabbit has the gun, he doesn't want to give him up for 20 to 40 cents on the dollar.
Right.
So now it's a stalemate.
Once the Harden shit fell through, it's like, all right. Like
they had the deal done. And then Brooklyn said, okay, we'll give you all of these young niggas. We was going to give you 5 of them. We're going to give you 9 of them.
We'll give you everybody whose name doesn't start with a K. Right. Take your pick.
Yes.
They like, all right, yeah, no, we'll take Levert. We'll take we said everything without, everything without a K.
Oh damn, my bad. Fucked up.
Yeah,
Did too much.
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting to see how it progresses.
They are saying now, a lot of the sports people, and I kind of defer to the experts, they're saying that this is probably going to drag out till like after December 15th, when you can trade players that were acquired this summer. They're eligible to be traded again after December 15th. Mm-hmm. So kind of what the Sixers are hoping is that at some point, Damian Lillard grows tired of the Portland Trail Blazers. Or who was the other player? It was somebody else. Beal grows tired of his team and was like, "Get me the fuck out of here." Bill ain't leaving.
No.
Bill got $900 zillion on the table or some crazy shit. All he got to do is opt out this summer and then re-sign with Washington.
I don't know if y'all have seen the flyers from Rose Bar, but all of the models are light skinned. Like, all of the bottle girls are light skinned.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not.
Yeah,
but so Bill is a lock. He ain't turning down that type of money. Like he's about to get like close to $300 million or some goofy shit like that. Shout out Scooter. He pointed that out to me months ago. Yeah. He's like, yo, Bill is just playing a long game. He want that bread. He don't give a fuck if they lose every game. He's trying to change his family's life.
Going from a crazy nigga who people seem to hate to a crazier nigga who people seem to really hate that we find to be entertaining. Donald Trump the other day.
Oh, man.
Listen. Colin Powell. Rest in peace, Colin Powell.
Rest in peace, Colin Powell.
First
absolutely.
black secretary.
You should have led with
State. War legend. War legend.
Everybody thought he was going to be a shoo-in to be the first black president. He elected to not run.
He passed away the other day. A lot of people, remember General's Fried Chicken from Undercover Brother was like a play on Colin Powell. He passed away the other day at the young age of 84. And people...
Social media lost it.
Social media went into a frenzy. The anti-vaxxers was like, oh, see what happens when you get the vaccine. And they're just completely ignoring the fact that this nigga was 84. Yeah. And it's just like...
And he had myelothemia.
With cancer.
Blood-borne
it's
cancer that made it impossible to fight.
Not trying to be funny. Vaccine, hash browns. It's just anything at any given time could have took old Colin out of there. But he passed away. And Donald Trump...
That's a nervous laugh, by the way. It's not me laughing because he's funny. He's ridiculous. If Keep That Same Energy was a person...
Keep That Same Energy.
It's Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump.
I said it the other day in the group, I'm like, Donald Trump has become the 50 Cent of politics.
Yeah.
If I don't fuck... Like, you tried to stab me, pussy, it's on forever. And that's really how Donald Trump moves.
Like, Donald Trump don't even have no thing with Colin Powell. This is just like... He just catching a stray. This is like when 50 Cent dissed Sean because Irv Gotti wanted to sign him. Right. I heard Irv trying to sign Sean, so I ain't got no love for him. Tell him 50 said he saw he won't shoot up the club again. Yeah. Like he just caught a random stray just because. Yeah. Because of bipartisan politics.
Yeah. But I'm gonna read this. What Donald Trump said.
Headline: Save America.
Headline: Save America. How the fuck is this your official statement on Colin Powell passing? And the first thing on the paper is Save America. President Donald J. Trump. Like, he don't even acknowledge the fact that he's not president no more. Like, I'm still president.
That shit was a year ago, bro. That shit been said something.
Wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media. Hope that happens to me someday. He was classic Rhino, even if that always being the first to attack other Republicans. He made plenty of mistakes, but anyway, may he rest in peace.
But anyway,
I'm like, yeah. How you start the joint off with, yeah, he made big mistakes in Iraq. Like, that's the first line. I'm like, yo, Trump really
wasn't very good at his job.
He wasn't very good at his
job. But you guys are treating him beautifully.
Yeah. The fake news, how y'all get.
Y'all treat me beautifully.
Yeah. Hopefully one day y'all fuck with me. Trump is fucking hilarious. I said the other day, all right, if we can't get him back as president, let's at least get his social media back popping. Because Trump is fucking hilarious, man.
Trump can't even make a Tinder account.
No, he can't even look up recipes.
He can't even get no pussy. That shit bad.
They banned him on fucking, what's the recipe Johnny he got banned on?
Pinterest.
Nigga can't decorate no bathrooms, set up no baby showers, nothing. Like, Trump can't move, dog. He dying for something to happen so people come ask you for
He got to
questions.
dish you via fax.
Yeah, fax machine. Go to McDonald's, bitch.
Take dictation. Go to McDonald's.
I'm just like, damn, man, Trump really is shot the fuck out. But it's funny because you're starting to see like the tide turn. Not to where people want Trump, but where they're just completely over.
Well, some people want Trump.
Yeah.
Nobody wants Biden. Everybody wants Biden gone. Not everybody wants Trump back though. But people, I think, have universally accepted that they want Biden the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And there's a whole thing going on online right now. People are like, oh, you know, these gas prices, blah blah blah. Should have never voted for Biden. Do the whoopty whoop. And then the defense to Biden is this, and I'm going to dismantle this in like four sentences. The whole thing, oil is a privatized industry and blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. OPEC controls the oil, not the president, this, and this, and this. Okay, cool. If OPEC alone, as an independent entity, solely controls the oil, then why the fuck was the Bush administration in Iraq, in Iran, looking for motherfucking oil? Right. Because even a company that has control over a particular industry can be influenced and then can lobby for certain restrictions to be lifted, put in place, et cetera, et cetera. The whole thing is like people are like, oh, well, you know, people are traveling more, this and this and this. The price of oil is up because of the demand, blah, blah, blah. Prior to 2017, when there was no COVID and all of that shit, gas was still below $2 a gallon.
Right.
So you basically telling me that people didn't travel enough in 1 year because it was only a year of shutdown. The last 6 months, motherfuckers is out shit.
Right, yeah.
And if we keep it a buck, going back to last July, motherfuckers was out shit. Yeah. People made the determination we not staying in the crib.
Yeah, after around like November of 20,
yes,
it was kind of just on.
So while it may on paper be that OPEC and whatever other companies control the flow of the oil, if you think that the president or somebody in the cabinet can't make a call to OPEC and say, yo, bump this shit up 87%, like, you are ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like, that is like low hanging fruit on the totem pole of new world government, right, is controlling and restricting the flow of crude oil and resources and things like that. Right. Like, there's a whole thing in the news right now about a chicken shortage and beef shortage and shrimp shortage. And I'm seeing farmers every day online like, I got so-and-so 100 pounds of beef in my refrigerator. Fucking Rich the other day is like, yo, I just traded a local farmer here in Atlanta for this amount of chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Rich is the world's most interesting man.
Yes, absolutely. He's an agriculturalist now.
Yeah. So just go from like being a Suge Knight to you just out here on your Oregon Trail, just bartering beans. Yeah.
It's amazing. Shout out to Mama Philly too.
Yeah, Mama Philly.
So the whole thing is, no, there's a shortage with the people that y'all are aligned with, right, to get the shit from. Because you have worked over the last 30 years to marginalize the independent farmers and the independent agriculturalists, exactly, that are growing organic, more expensive fucking cattle, poultry,
on some bullshit one night. I watched a documentary about independent farming and how hard it is now with the, like you say, the neutralization, yeah, of the farming industry. You know, Bill Gates owns more farmland than anybody. Yeah, I seen that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Like, yeah, mind blowing.
So it's like when you get into like all the minutia of what is actually taking place in this country versus what they tell us is taking place. Right. The oil control is small potatoes. That shit is nothing. It's like that's a text message. That ain't even a phone call. Yo, restrict the flow 9,000 more gallons.
Yeah, comment on somebody's story. Restrict that flow.
Hey yo, you ain't see my text? Like, it's one of them Jones. Like that's not
open your snap.
Yeah, that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying to even think. So it's like, so if y'all think that, you know, the particular people in government at the time, whatever regime is in control, doesn't control something like that, you're sadly mistaken.
Yeah, rest in peace to Colin Powell, though, man. Him and Herman Cain both had various forms of cancer, yeah, and it's just wild to see how like opposite sides.
People A-Town stomped on Herman Cain's grave. If we keep it in a buck, this is what you get. You was arrogant and da da da, and You should have fucking wore a mask, you dumb motherfucker. It was all of that shit. They had instant smoke. And then Trump had the same thing for Colin Powell. People were like, the same people that Crip walked on Herman Cain's grave. Well, he was arrogant, so that's different. And it's like, not really.
Yeah, Trump. It's funny because News the other day. Shout out News, man. You're not getting disqualified when we do the joint on the joint. But News the other day, it was funny because I don't watch the show. I guess it's Snowfall.
Yeah.
Maybe Snowfall. But I like that clip. Whenever somebody used it, and it was perfect the way he used it. It was motherfuckers really went out here and voted for Biden, not because of his policies, just because they didn't like the way Trump was speaking.
Yeah.
And then it was the clip like, just because you don't like the way another nigga talk. I fell out off of that. That was genius. But yeah, man, like I said, rest in peace, Colin Powell, man. First black Secretary of State. Trump is a maniac. Keep it in theme with the show. We're doing all maniacs today.
Yes.
Kanye West.
Ye West.
Oh yeah, he's not Kanye.
No,
anymore.
just Ye. Not even Ye West.
Oh, it's no West.
Just Ye. Like Prince, like
though,
Cher, like the symbol.
Now that I'm actually driving the John, and I know, like when I'm, it would be a little ridiculous, but when my car actually gets here, I'm probably gonna legally change my name to Drop Top Shorty. It's a bit ridiculous, but I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Drop Top Shorty sounds real fucking good to me.
Yeah, so Kanye's had a busy week. He legally changed his name to Ye. He gave Kim Kardashian the Hidden Hills home for way below market.
It was worth 60.
Gave it to her for 23, which is the price they paid for it, plus the cost of the furniture and the art inside the house. Mm-hmm. So she didn't have to disturb the setting, the aesthetic of the house. Because it's already beautiful, I would imagine.
Yeah.
A
$23 million house sounds nice.
It sounds delightful.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
I've lived in a $23,000 house. A $23 million house.
I watched 9 million episodes of Selling Sunset yesterday because they was playing it when I went to the nail salon.
You know what my favorite show is? $1 Million Listings LA. That's my shit. And I thought I saw Josh Flagg in Ball Harbor. I was like almost like a fan. I was like, oh, that's just a half gay white boy shopping.
So almost there.
I was about to be like your man, not a baccarat man. Excuse me, brother. Excuse me,
brother. No catter. So what's going on?
I listened back to that. I was fucking crying. No, I know it's there, but I never smell it come off nobody like that. Excuse me.
He ain't know what to do.
Excuse me, it's fucking
Shout out to that gentleman wherever he may be in University City.
Oh shit.
So he got the fucked up cut. Mm-hmm. That went viral. He went in the chair.
Fucked up cut was
he went in the chair to say, "Yeah, fuck me up real bad."
You see the chick was twerking with the blade. Yeah, that's how it looked.
Yeah, he got in the chair and said, "Yeah, fuck me up real bad."
Fuck me up real bad.
He's been seen wearing a series of new masks. He's wearing actual masks now.
Yeah, the live face.
The live face mask.
That shit is bizarre. Because his hands are black as shit. And he has a white man. Yeah. It's bizarre.
Holding meetings.
They're holding meetings. When you're a billionaire, you can do anything. And people gotta fuck with it.
Yep.
Like if I was a billionaire, I could come dead ass in here with a white man mask on and just be like, yeah, man, so we was down at John the other day.
And nobody would
you would have to do it.
Yeah, and nobody would be like, yo, why the fuck you got this mask on?
Like, why the fuck do you got this stupid ass mask
nobody
on?
would have the courage to ask you.
No.
You gotta pretend like you don't see it.
You gotta pretend like it ain't even there.
And to round out his eventful week, he has now produced 5 Hot 100 number ones, the only producer in history to ever do that, which is Lil Nas X's new song, Industry Baby, produced by Kanye West and somebody else, I forget the name. But this is his first number one as a producer since Stronger in 2007.
When I saw that, I was kind of like thrown off by that. I'm like, damn, he's the only motherfucking rap nigga to do that shit? Like 5 number ones? I'm like, you would think Pharrell would have done that.
Yeah, a couple people got 4.
Yeah. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? Like,
niggas got hits. They ain't got them number ones.
Number ones, yeah.
Different class. So, yeah, Kanye in his maniacal Kanye-ness has he had a busy week.
I said the other day, because I said this as I bought a pair of Yeezys. I'm like, I think the Yeezy thing is coming to an end. Because the Yeezys that we want now that are like sought after are like the originals. Like the like if you ask anybody who's like a sneaker motherfucker, like a pair of Yeezys you want that you don't have is like the Turtle Dove 350s, you know, shit like that.
Nobody even knows what the latest Yeezys are. That's
the
out.
new ones look like, you know, the beef patties from Jamaican stores. that's how they look.
What's the
what they call them in Puerto Ricanville?
What's the Jamaican store?
No, empanadas.
Empanadas.
Yeah, that's how they look.
What's the name of the Jamaican store in New York? That the popular John. They what the fuck, man?
It's like a Jamaican.
It's like a chain. It's like a big national brand, but it's all Caribbean food, man.
I was about to
they
say
used to have
papaya,
one. They used to have one up 69th Street. It was a little small joint right there by the McDonald's.
Golden Crust.
Golden Crust. It's like the Golden Crust.
Yeah, fucking. There used to be one at Brown only. Yeah, fucking Golden Crust. Damn, I used to be out there out front of girls' high waiting for the movie shut. Little thing. Come on. But yeah, no, I'm joking. But no, real shit. Golden Crust. You're absolutely right. Yeah. They look like beef patties, man. That's really how they look. So it's like the new Yeezys are just bizarre. Like, even when it comes to, like, the flip-flop thing is kind of getting over. They've burnt the flip-flops out.
They peaked. It's crescendo.
Let's do this real quick. Yeah, Ye is nuts. We'll come back to that. So yesterday, I'm having an impromptu discussion because I ordered them Gucci, the Rytons. Yeah. They came in a day. So I'm like, damn. And I when I called, I'm like, yeah, it says that, it say online, expect up to 10 days for delivery. So I asked the girl, I'm like, could I get them delivered to the store? She was like, honestly, they'll probably just come. Like, we overnight it, and the fulfillment's already done. You'd be better off just getting them sent straight to your house. You don't got to come to a store. And I was like, oh, because online it say 10 days. And she was like, yeah, that's just kind of still up there. But she was like, between me and you, everything's back to normal. I'm like, oh, that's right. The pool ended. And she burst out. But she said that. She's like, everything's kind of just back to normal. Yeah. So whatever they came, I was on phone with Jules or whatever. I said, he's like, oh yeah, them Jones smoking or whatever. He's like, man, I ain't gonna hold you. I still love the McQueens. He's like, I don't get how the fuck they got so burned out and why niggas hate them so much. And I'm like, here goes the thing. During the pandemic, the McQueen became like, you ever watch Sandlot and how everybody had Converse Chuck, like the McQueen became the Chuck Taylor of its day. Yeah. No matter what was happening, I'm like, when niggas went to go trap, they put on Dickie sets and McQueens. Yeah. When they got locked up for trapping and had to go to court, they put on a suit with McQueens. When they had a bitch hold them down while they was in jail and then got out and lied and told her they was going to marry her the whole time, they got out and got married, they put on a tuxedo and McQueen. I'm like,
for the baby trappers, they went on prom and McQueens.
McQueens. When they got married to the woman that held them down while they was in jail and had a baby, at the baby shower, they wore a Burberry shirt and McQueen. Like, the McQueen became the go-to shoe for niggas during the pandemic. And that's why people have gotten to the point. I was telling them, I was like, when I was at Neiman's in Bal Harbour, they had every color in a 15. And I'm like, I just hate them. I don't like them at all.
Platform Stan Smiths.
Yeah. They look weird on my feet, too. Like, I was just like,
I had got one pair maybe 4 years ago, 2017. I had got one pair, like a rose-colored pair that I actually still have because I can't.
He was wearing them years. Like, I remember like a couple years, he was just like, yeah, like that. And I was like, they look decent, but I tried them on. I was just like, I don't like them. This was BP. This is before pool. So this was like, think about it, we went to that game, that was like 19, and he had a pair of them. Yeah. And it was just like, I personally, I tried a pair on. I was like, I don't really like them. But during the pandemic, that shit just was, they were everywhere. And they, you know, like anything they do is like when they do it to death, burnt, they just kind of burn it the fuck out.
Burn it down.
Yeah. But back to Ye. Ye is, it's like, he's not crazy, but he's nuts.
I thought him and Kim had a chance to make it. I thought they was going to be able to get back together.
I personally don't even think that was them at the at the Met. Yeah, it was just two people in black outfits with masks on.
Like all Kim and Kanye, they just went with it.
Like that easily could have been Mark Marrow and Sable. It could have been fucking, you know. Yeah, like it could have been anybody. Yeah. So, because it's like, even when she did the Saturday Night Live joint, they tore her apart for Saturday Night Live joint.
I didn't even see it.
Oh, her monologue? Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was funny as shit because she started doing OJ jokes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she was like, how the heck did she go into it? She's like, I'm married to Kanye West. You know, my husband's the richest black man on earth. she was like, he's actually the second black man I ever like was in close quarters with. Everybody want to guess who the first one is? And she was like, yeah, I know that's weird that I remember the first black man I ever met, but OJ will definitely leave a mark on you, or 2 or 6. You know, she was doing shit. She was wilding.
Wow.
Yeah, she was wilding. Yeah, Kim, did you see it? Yeah, Kim was wilding.
Oh, I know that's on YouTube somewhere.
Her like what's the girl? The girl got killed. Nicole. Her family is all like mad because you know Cole was cool with her mom.
Oh yeah. As soon as you say anything about OJ, the Goldman family come out of the fucking stands like
the murderer. Like, yeah, that big mustache. He start combing that joint. Like, I gotta make an appearance. Yeah. But the family was all mad at Kim though because she was doing the crazy ass jokes and shit like that. Yeah, it was funny as shit though. She went hard.
30 years later, still too soon.
Yeah, still too soon. Yeah. She went hard up on that joint, yeah. But speaking of the Kardashian family, just to wrap it all up with all of them.
Yeah.
So Kourtney got engaged the other day.
Correct.
To Travis Barker.
Yes.
From Blink 182.
Yes.
Blink 182 fame. Big time sneaker guy.
Yes.
You know, he used to run around with DJ AM. You remember him?
Mm-hmm.
DJ AM was like, if anybody knows with sneakers, he was the king of dunks.
Yeah.
And the king of forces and shit back in the day.
And he also had the clothing line. This is Barker, famous stars and straps.
Famous stars and straps.
Back in Pac Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
That shit had the hood and a chokehold.
Yeah. If you're familiar, like we always talked about the Fukuyama Air Force Ones from Entourage, they sold for like 50-something thousand. We talked about a couple years ago. That specific episode, when Turtle and Vince got to the sneaker store on Sunset in L.A., DJ AM had got the last pair of 9s, and he was like, "No go, Turtle," you know, whatever. And he hopped in the Lambo that said "I am AM" on the.
Yeah.
That was his actual Lambo. But he died in the plane crash that Travis Barker was injured in. But whatever. Travis Barker got engaged to Kourtney Kardashian, and the internet, like the internet does, started interneting.
Yes.
And I saw all of these posts that were like, "Somebody check on Scott. I know Scott's sick. Damn, what Scott didn't do in 11 years, Travis did in 11 months," and da-da-da-da-da. And I saw the post on Facebook, and I commented on it, and I was just simply like, what if Scott is okay?
Yeah, well, Scott is perfectly fine.
And she was like, what you mean? And I'm like, she's like, what you mean? You know he's sick. Like, he lost his bitch. Like, nigga came through with the energy. And I'm like, no. Travis Barker didn't come through with the energy. I'm like, Scott, like you said, Scott checked out of the relationship during the relationship. Like, Scott had been checked out.
Scott tried to marry, and somebody reminded me of all of this last night. Somebody that's in the business was like, yo, Scott tried to marry Kourtney like 2 or 3 times, like early on. She was in her head being weird, didn't want to get married, and then eventually, but kept having kids by him, and eventually he checked out.
Yeah.
A decade ago.
Yeah.
On top of that, Scott got to the point where he was so done with Kourtney, he brought his young bitch on the family vacation.
On the show.
Yeah. Now, he had a mental meltdown while it was happening, but the intent to even bring your girl around your family like, yo, fuck it, it is what it is. Yeah. Like, I'm done with this bitch. Like, that, you don't get no more done than that.
But I was saying, I'm like, we got to stop this shit in society where it's like, if a man moves on from a relationship, there's something wrong with him. But then when a woman moves on, you go, girl. Mm-hmm. You got your groove back, and you know you shining because you got that energy, that light, and it's just
they playing Dream, fuck that nigga, all kind of shit.
And I simply was just like, what if? Hear me out. I'm like, what if Scott is perfectly fine?
Yeah.
That's the joint everybody's
What if
missing.
he's in good health? He's still handsome. He's still a multi-millionaire. He's got his car brokerage business. He's got other real estate business, all kinds of shit.
Like, what if she got engaged and when she went to drop the kids off, Scott was like, hey, congrats, man, on the engagement. Congrats on the whole engagement thing. I seen it on Facebook.
Yeah, what if he gave Travis a big-ass hug? Thank you.
Yeah. Good looking.
Hey, good looking. You took this bitch out of my life. Thank God.
What if now my kids got a step pop and I ain't even got to worry about them on the weekend?
I can be a 20% pop now.
But all jokes aside, I'm like, dead ass, what if like how you break up with a chick and what if when she get in a new situation, it's just like, oh, that's what's up. Yeah. The problem is people be so bitter and so fucked off mentally. Like, I know motherfuckers who told me shit where like they had them and they girl break up. They had a kid. They break up and everything be cool for 2-3 years. Then they haul off and get engaged to somebody else and then they taking them to child support. And it's just like, what if you just didn't have to do this?
I had a situation, not that extreme because I don't have kids by anybody. I don't have kids by anybody, but I had a situation where me and this girl was dealing with each other. It didn't work out. I basically was, as women say, you know how women tell that lie, keep it real, tell me what's going on, I can handle it. Like, I had her around my other bitches and everything. Like, I had her come to the club for my birthday party. My other bitches was there. Like, she had basically had a mental meltdown, and it ended up not working. Cool. We still was friends. We still was friends.
She had a mental breakdown. Ended up not working. Cool.
I was straight.
Yeah.
She ends up in a relationship with one of my homeboys. Like a nigga I'm like this with. Now, keep in mind, I don't necessarily know that she knew the extent of our relationship, but whatever. The end result is you in a relationship with my homeboy. Cool. I never said nothing about it. I never tripped on it. Me and him laughed about it. Like, damn, that's crazy. She had 2 good niggas in a row. Hope she don't fumble you like she fumbled me. Like, we had a good everything about the shit. It was cool. And then when I got in my new relationship, she's creating a cabal with this other bitch to try to fuck my relationship up. And I'm just like, yo,
this was going on.
You mess with my whole homie, like a close friend, and I didn't say nothing. I didn't trip out. I didn't try to shoot at you while y'all was dealing with each other. Nothing foul. And then soon as I'm happy and I'm in a relationship, you got so much to say. I mean, she could do better. What's going on with, like, she's so beautiful. Why does she want to be with him? I just don't. The same way you was on my dick, she's on my dick. What do you mean?
Yeah, that shit, when I seen it, it was just so much, like, negativity. And my whole thing is, like,
men aren't allowed to move on.
No, Scott's not even part of the equation.
Yeah, he out of
it. There were more people mentioned, like, if you go look, there were more tweets mentioning Scott than mentioning Travis.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, yo, that's a sickness, yo.
Because as rich and successful as Travis is, he ain't that interesting.
Like, imagine, like me and Lee when we got engaged, and it's just like, oh, somebody better check on Marcus.
Marcus is trending.
Yeah, Marcus is
number
trending.
8 in the world.
You looking around like, what, yo? Like, imagine that. Like, Travis dead ass proposed to her in a nice setup, the way he did it and everything. And literally more people are mentioning Scott than mentioning him.
Absolutely.
Sick.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Sickness,
It's
man.
horrible, man. Y'all got to check on yourselves.
Check on yourselves. Fuck checking on Scott. Check on yourselves. Real shit. But I tweeted, I'm like, yo, what if, just hear me out. What if Scott is fine?
What if he's great?
What if he's good?
What if he sent them some flowers and everything? Congratulations.
Yeah, but I got nothing else. This was a nice, quick, impromptu show.
In and out like a robbery.
Since you aren't here.
Yeah, we knocked out all the maniacs. I'm going to go get back to my vacation.
We'll be back Thursday.
We'll be back Thursday.
Thursday, because of this short show, and Chad wanted to be a hoochie in the middle of nowhere. We'll be back Thursday with another podcast episode and another Patreon episode.
Big facts.
Big facts amongst us.
Without a doubt.
I'm out of here.
Peace.
Back to balling.